Hello and welcome to the latest sports episode of the New Indian Express. It's been a while since we did a show from the studio, but we are back and we are back with a new sports correspondent, Kalyani Mangale. Thank you so much for joining. And this episode we will be exploring the India Women's Tour of Bangladesh, which is starting on Sunday. This will be the first international assignment since the T20 World Cup that happened in South Africa. India lost to the Australian team, which went on to win the title in the semi-finals. An Australian fan we have here. But let's focus on what's the task at hand, which is looking at the India Women's Tour of Bangladesh. The Harmanpreet Kaur led side will be playing 3 T20s and as many ODIs starting from Sunday at Mirpur, and all 6 games will be played in Mirpur. We have to talk about the Indian squad. Some surprises, some good surprises as to some of the call-ups that has come up, whether it's Minu Mani from Kerala.
Uma Chetri is there from Assam, and she's there. She's been a part of the Under-23 Emerging Asia Cup, which won the trophy, and that was a delightful surprise. And we also have some of the names that have been dropped. The squad that went to the T20 World Cup and the squad that is announced for the series, it looks a little bit different. The batting order looks a little bit settled, but the bowling is where both in spin and pace department. We have a settled batting lineup which includes the likes of Smriti Mandhana, Shafali Verma, Harmanpreet Kaur, Jamima Rodrigues, Yastika Bhatia, who was WPL's emerging player. She played for the Mumbai Indians.
But we don't have Richa Ghosh. We have to talk about that.
We have to talk about that. Richa Ghosh. She actually was the key player for India if you look at the T20 World Cup campaign, and even before that the series against Australia, she was the one player who was lower order batter but packed a punch and really improved as a wicket keeper, I would say. So that is one of the surprises, and other bigger surprise I would say was omission of Shikha Pandey. I mean, where do we go with that?
It comes as a surprise because she just made a comeback in January and played in the World Cup, including the semi-final, and was the standout Indian pacer in the Women's Premier League. At least 8 or 9 wickets ahead of the next Indian pacer in the wicket tally, and we all know how well she played in the final with the bat as well, taking Delhi Capitals to a good score after the initial collapse of sorts against Mumbai Indians in the final. It comes as a surprise of sorts as to why she has not been picked, especially when there is no Renuka Singh, someone who's been injured and is out of action. Same goes with Radha Yadav. Both of them are injured and out of action. But in the absence of Renuka Thakur, to not see Shikha Pandey lead the pace attack comes as a surprise. But there are quite a few other options that have come in as well. Your thoughts on that? Someone like Monika Patel is there. Amanjot Kaur is likely to bowl. And your thoughts on how that's shaping up with Pooja Vastrakar in the mix?
Pooja Vastrakar, I think, is that vital player for India, and she has time and again proved her worth. Like even when we go back to the ODI World Cup, that crucial partnership with bat against Pakistan with Sneha Rana, which is one of the memorable innings from her. And with the ball, she has been really that pace. She just extends that pace attack, and that's what India needs right now. And Amanjot Kaur, I mean, had a fantastic debut in South Africa. Was not part of the World Cup squad, but she is back. Anjali Sarvani also. This pace attack has played for India, but it will be interesting to say how well they play together, which will be their first assignment. And when you look at the ODIs, this will be.
But just want to pause you here.
Yeah.
Before even looking at how this pace attack performs in Bangladesh, we have to look at how much will they get to do given the conditions in Bangladesh, because we are seeing a spin attack that includes Deepti Sharma, Devika Vaidya, Rashi Kanodia is all set for a debut if I'm not wrong, and then there is Harlin Deyol who could roll around, and then there is Shafali Verma again. So
that's a good looking spin attack there. It's hard to imagine how much bowling pacers are going to get in given the conditions also. But if you look at especially Deepti Sharma, I mean, numbers tell you the story that needs to be told. First Indian player to take 100 T20I wickets. That's a phenomenal number for her, and India has relied on her a lot. And what will you say about Devika Vidya? Come back in the Australia series, made it to the World Cup squad, and then had a little bit lower side on the WPL. But what are we expecting from her?
I'm not sure how much. I think it all comes down to how much of a chance she gets to play, because even in the T20 World Cup, the only wrist spinner in the squad did not get to play much. Played a game or two barely in between here and there. So we'll have to wait and see how much of a chance she gets. Obviously, if she gets a chance, she's someone to watch out for. But interesting thing is that we are seeing the top spinner from the semi-final, which is Sneha Rana for India. She's not in the T20 squad, she's in the ODI squad. Like sometimes it seems like very hard to understand the patterns here. There is Priya Punya in the ODI squad, but no.
S.
Meghna is there, but Sneha Rana, both of them are not in the T20I squad. And at the same time, we are also having Minnu Mani in the T20I squad, but not in the ODI squad.
Which is Minnu Mani. She has been a standout performer from Kerala, and she's the first player from Kerala to get the call up for the national side, which is exciting and news for the state also. But she had a little bit of, she got only 3 games to play in the Women's Premier League. She played for the Delhi Capitals, and it is interesting to see what went into making that decision to pick Minnu Mani for the T20I squad, and if she'll get the opportunity. And as we said, there are like too many spinners to choose from. That is going to be a headache for Captain Harmanpreet Kaur and interim coach Nooshin Al Khadeer. Speaking about that, coaching, it was almost said that Amol Muzumdar has been given the responsibility of the side, which is not done yet. That's not a done deal. Meanwhile, we have Nooshin Al Khadeer taking as an interim coach for the Bangladesh. What do we make of that?
I'm not sure how much to make of that, because it seems pretty clear that she's going there for this one particular assignment, but she's won everything that's there to be in whatever she has done so far, whether it's with the Railways or the India Under-19, or the latest being the Emerging Asia Cup. It'll be interesting to see how she goes about the business with the senior team. That we'll have to wait and watch, of course. And as for the head coach, it seems like the BCCI are still finalizing it, but Amol Mazumdar seems to be one of the top names on the list, with Tushar Arote and John Lewis attending the interview with CAC last week on July 3rd. Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see for the official confirmation of sorts. Anyway, the Indian team doesn't have any assignment from here until the Asian Games, which it seems have been confirmed that BCCI is sending a team in the Apex Council that happened this Friday. But coaching apart, we also have to look at from the host side, which is the Bangladesh side. They have taken quite a few calls. They have left out quite a few names. There is no Farhana, there is no Jahanara,
yes.
But Nigar will be playing a crucial role. But I want to talk to you about, or pick your brain about, the under-19 stars that are there. We have seen what Marufa Akhtar could do in the T20 World Cup, but there is someone like Shorna, someone who, she got to play only 4 games but couldn't do much in the T20 World Cup. But what do we expect from the young Bangladesh team stars that are there? Could they spring a surprise?
I'll take back you to the very first day of the Under-19 World Cup. It was Australia versus Bangladesh, and nobody predicted what happened. Bangladesh beating the Australian side, which mind you had the players who had the WBBL experience, but that's what the squad is. They're prepping well, and Marufa Akhtar has been star. She performed really well in whatever opportunities she got in the T20 World Cup also. She has a pace, there's that raw pace. It needs little bit of control, and I hope she has learned that being around the senior team. And what I understand the most about the Bangladesh squad is that the integration, as we talk about, from the junior levels to the senior levels, and they have managed it perfectly. And Marufa and Shorna, they are the perfect examples of that. And skipper Nigar Sultana, it seems like she is the most experienced player, one of the most experienced players from that squad, and she's just around 25, 26-year-old, and she's taken the responsibility for this squad. And they've seen some success recently, and they would like to ride on it. Given that the next T20 World Cup that's going to happen in 2024 is the home World Cup for the Bangladesh, and how do we look at this, the ODI, especially a part of the ICC Championship, Women's Championship, and India, mind you, has not touchwood lost yet any game in that, beating Sri Lanka and England 3-0. Both were away series. This is their third away series. So, do you think India can take that momentum with them, even though the matches were a long time ago, and win this series?
I think they'll have to start fresh because it's happening obviously after a long break, and they probably have an advantage that the T20Is are happening first, so that they'll probably get some game time before going into the ODIs. But what will be interesting to see is if Bangladesh can spring a surprise or two in the ODIs, especially after all we have just seen Sri Lanka win a ODI series against New Zealand, and that's something that we've not seen before. That was a one player show where Chamari Atapattu really carried the team forward with little support from other players. But here again, it seems like Nigar has a lot on her shoulders to carry forward, and she'll have to play out of her skin, for Bangladesh to make an impact in the ODI format. India will be looking to get back to winning ways after what has happened and some of them will be really itching to get some runs. For example, someone like Smriti Mandhana, after the kind of run she had since the last Commonwealth Games and the 100, she had a really off WPL and would be itching to get some runs under the belt as well, and this could be the perfect opportunity for her. But we'll have to wait and see. This is going to be a very interesting contest, and if Bangladesh don't or if Bangladesh capitalize on the momentum whatever they get during the course of play and not let go of it as they have done in the past, whether it's in New Zealand or even against India in the past, then we are in for a very exciting series.
Okay. So that's it from us. The series starts Sunday, July 9, and we have 6 amazing white ball contests coming up from Bangladesh. Stay tuned for more updates.